Sick, LSP always. Our boys we both know. Cult Music, DRC, doing good shit.
Out there doing the damn thing.
Dude, fucking love those guys. Jay Andrews is coming on tomorrow. You guys tune back in. Fuck who? Funny Farm Records, another sponsor of ours. And you know, I noticed with these groups, these labels, they're all built in-house. You know what I mean? It's their money, their dream. They're doing what they want to do, which is kind of what Psychopathic, Strange, and Suburban Noise were all about in the beginning, and they all fell apart. So now I hope these guys are learning from the mistakes of people before.
Strange is super strong. Strange is about to change the game again pretty soon. I can't talk too much about it. I know a couple of things.
Nice.
But they're about to... I can't even say about, because I'm sure it's a couple of months away even at this point. But from what I understand, there's a announcement coming that is going to open up an independent lane for artists that didn't necessarily exist before. Nice. And it's going to be a situation where everybody's going to be able to retain ownership, because that's the big thing. The reason you see that, the reason you see people coming out of, financing themselves or seeking their own financing, and why you see huge artists like Token refusing major deals, and why you see artists like Snow the Product, celebrating the fact she finally got released from her label, is because it's all about ownership now. Like, it's all about long-term ownership of what you've created. And even Psychopathic ICP, we learned with Twisted, they weren't fucking about letting their people own shit.
Right.
They wanted to own it. So, yeah, like, now everybody's like, no. Let me keep my shit. Mm-hmm. Like, I'd rather keep my shit. Like, you can use my shit, but I'm going to fucking own it.
Right.
And that's what we're seeing now, and that's what the big battle we have coming up now, as content creators, is making sure that we ain't going to have no big conglomerates sneaking lines and terms and conditions that, transfer ownership of fucking content and product.
Right. No, absolutely. That's something that directly deals with what you're doing, with what I'm doing. Because I work with other people and shit, but I don't sign no contracts on shit. I don't give up nothing of mine. I make sure I got free reins on anything I want to say. You know what I mean? If I want to run butt naked on my fucking camera, I'm going to do it. See,
that was the problem I had when I was on FM, was I had to answer to station management.
Yeah.
And the beginning of the end was a local promoter had ripped off a bunch of people. And I'm talking about in excess of 15 grand. Had ripped off a bunch of people. So I was like, yo, I'm going on the radio. And I'm going to tell everybody what you fucking did.
Right.
And she called the fucking radio station and was like, I'll fucking sue you guys if he goes on the air. And I'm like, tell this bitch fine. Tell this bitch to sue the fuck out of me.
Right.
She'd have to prove what I'm saying is not true. And I'm absolutely, I would not be going on the air with it. So the day I went to the station, and before I even went in, they called me in, and they were like, look, you can't. So whatever. And then I actually went on the air and said, I wanted to tell you all about what happened at the blah, blah, blah show, but I can't now because somebody called. And I said, because so-and-so called the station and told them they'd so she called somebody even higher at the radio station than she did the first time. And the next day I get a phone call, we need you to come in. And I went in, they're like, you're on they kicked me out. They terminated me. And I was like, no, I appealed it. And I appealed it to the station, and they gave me my shit back. But after that, I was like, I don't even want to come here anymore.
Right.
You people didn't have my fucking back at all. You people didn't have my fucking back at all. Right. So I didn't even I left that show with very little fanfare. Even we had won awards. We were putting on events. And then, but doing this on the internet is way easier. At this point, nobody's listening to the fucking radio. So me having an FM show didn't mean shit either. Regardless, I was on a dope station. 90.3 FM WRIU out of Rhode Island was the first dedicated block of hip-hop music on the East Coast.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? From 3 to 6 in the afternoon. It's been that way for 30 years. Rappers like Master Ace, Apathy, Sage Francis, all these dudes had shows on my station. like, the station was legend. So I was souped when I was there, but it was like towards the end, I was like, oh, you want some bullshit like everywhere else.
Right. It fucking leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
I had seen people get removed from that station, from their shows for like dumb shit. And I was like, damn, I hope that shit never happens to me. And then it fucking did. And then when I left, the two guys that were doing it, the shit just kind of fucking collapsed. I don't know who's doing the show now.
Yeah.
I don't listen to the radio.
Yeah, no one really listens to the radio to have fam and shit. I mean, it's cool to be on it and everything, you know, like I wouldn't say no, but at the same time,
oh yeah, no,
I have a mouth.
Nice chip to have, but I'm telling you now, I probably get more. I have a bigger, you know, fan base now, a bigger listenership than I did, because most of the people who were listening to it weren't listening to it because it was me. I just happened to be the guy who was on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like, I grew up listening to the radio, you know, and the like morning shows and shit are usually kind of funny, but I mean, with Spotify and everything else now, you don't really need to listen to the radio.
Nope, not at all. I listened to like 3 fucking things in my life.
Right. And I love being on, like, you know, these different things, like being on Spreaker, part of Loud Ass Radio, you know. I enjoy being on those things, but there's one thing I'll never give up, and that's my video.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Well, no, like, even like a dude, like, so you got Joe Budden, who's got the Joe Budden podcast, audio exclusively on Spotify, but then the video drops within 24 hours on his, you know, YouTube channel.
Yeah.
He owns his podcast. Spotify is his network. He got paid. That's what I was telling you before, too. Remember how I told you there's 3 groups of sponsors?
Yeah.
That's what he did. Like, I'm taking a lot of cues from him. He's on the tip of the spear when it comes to this shit, when it really comes to making money.
Okay.
So he knows, like, and he was one of the first ones that I saw that was like, look, the audio version of this is one product. The video version of this is another. I'm leasing you the audio version. I still own the video version. And then he owns the live version too, which is another thing that, you know, as this goes along, I plan on taking my show on the road to some degree. I mean, I do a little bit of comedy. Clearly, my show's funny.
Right.
So, you know.
Well, I wish I
was. Take calls? Are there any fucking?
Nobody's fucking had balls to call yet, bro.
Well, intelligently fucking worded questions in this chat. I see Drunk Bill is in the chat. I want to give a big fuck you, chode fucking suck to the fucking Juggernaut and all the tardy to the party individuals that are going to be celebrating outside of the dumpster near the porta potties outside of the main entrance to the gathering of the Juggalos at CPN's official annual Porto Potty. I like the idea that you have 10,000 subscribers and you had never thought of throwing a fucking pre-party for shit till you saw me and fucking Replicon do it, you fucking piece of shit scumbag. He looks like the fucking cheese-only version of fucking Pizza the Hut out here throwing the N-word around.
Oh, shit.
Jesus. You look like a baked potato that I left in the oven over fucking night. Where it's not like overcooked, it's just dried the fuck out and disgusting.
That's fucking awesome. Can you see the chat?
I see Drunk Bill. I wonder if Drunk Bill's still in the chat. KJ Riddle, there is not any hot chicken. If you have a line on it, I'm looking at your YouTube chat. I don't know if you.
I can't see it with my setup.
I'm looking at it. Is there any hot chicken in here? You know what? I wish there fucking was, because I'm a little hungry. I smoked some weed. I got the munchies. I love me some hot chicken. Drunk Phil's got something to say. Pig Bennis. I don't know what you got. I don't know. Slayer 17. Slayer 17 may be the most mentally ill motherfuckers on God's green earth. And he may, in fact, be the poster boy for not everybody deserves to have the fucking internet. Like, I think you should have to fucking pass some sort of a test in order to get access to the fucking internet. One of my favorite things was watching Slayer 17 beat up a fucking, like a kid's punching bag tied up to his roof with a fucking shoestring in his grandmother's house.
Oh, wow.
Like, this fucking dude, he's got videos of him, like, dribbling a basketball that he's seriously a gold medal Special Olympics candidate for fucking sure.
What the fuck?
Deadvault Horror Show, thank you for the love on my Zodiac hat. Yep. This is a dope Zodiac killer hat. It's called the Zodiac Cypher Snapback, and you can cop this at westernevil.com. I don't even know if they have any left. When I first had it and first posted it, they sold a bunch of them, so I don't know if they have any left.
That hat is badass. I like that. Let me see the bill of it.
Pig Bennis, there's a Tupac cover song on that album, huh? I wonder which Tupac song. Hopefully I get around. I like Tupac songs.
I do too.
Maybe it's Dear Mama. Maybe it's Temptations. Yeah, no, this hat's fire.
No, it is. The only thing that kills me on it is